So, CJ, so many people loved your video about being able to change their reality and who exactly God is. And here's the thing that I want you to explain, because so many people had questions about reincarnation, right? First, what is reincarnation?
Reincarnation is a spirit going from one body to the next.
Is it the same spirit going from one body to the next?
Yes.
Okay. So, a lot of people don't believe in reincarnation. They believe that you just live and then you die. But do you think that our spirit can really die?
No,
Why? Why do you say that?
because nothing can be created or destroyed.
You mean energy can't be created or destroyed? Or do you mean everything?
Anything can't be created or destroyed.
What do you mean?
You could swap air molecules with the molecules of a building on top of water somehow. Like, for example, if you wanted to create a big building on top of water, you'd have to swap those air particles, molecules, and atoms with a building that's somewhere in the world. Ta-da, you've created a floating building that hopefully defies gravity and doesn't fall in the water.
Okay. So back to reincarnation. If there's reincarnation, then who exactly are we and what's the point of life?
Well, you make your point of life. Because really, your point of life is just to live something, to live up to your potential in physical form.
Oh, so basically, when you come here, you create whatever life you want. And your idea is the whole point is, as a spirit being, to be able to interact in the whole physical, tangible world and create as you desire, kind of like coloring your own picture.
Yes.
So then why do people make it so hard? Why are they so unhappy when they're the ones that decided to come to color their picture the way they wanted in the first place?
Because it's basically like having to use the green crayon when you wanted to use the red crayon. So you are thinking, I'm never going to have a good life. When you're saying, I'm going to have a good life, I'm going to set all these goals, I'm going to get all these goals. When you're really not.
So
You're not thinking about it.
you're not thinking about the point of the reason why you came here in the first place.
Yes.
So you forget. So in the forgetting, that's what causes pain?
Yes. And that forgetting is like the erasure of the picture.
Can you explain more?
So, like, for example, when you're in the world, you see, like, this brand new canvas and it's white, and there's all these different thousands of colors, colors that the human eye can see, colors that the human eye can't see, infrared, ultraviolet, whatever in between, red through purple,
Mm-hmm.
uh, that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you're coloring a picture, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you die, that picture is already colored. It's colored. You can't color it anymore. You colored the whole picture.
So when somebody forgets that they're coloring, then that means that they just have a blank piece of paper? Or when they're a baby, is it a blank piece of paper?
Sometimes when they forget what they want to do in life, it's like they stop coloring.
Oh, and now they're letting life color for them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they feel out of control and unhappy.
Yes.
How do they
Because
remember?
whatever you do, you're still coloring the painting. It's just either you're coloring it or you're not.
So either you're scribbling by default or you're actually coloring.
Yes.
So who are you and how did you remember all of this? Like, do you think maybe you still kept your memories from your past life? Like, who do you think you are?
Like maybe when you die, you can take the pictures with you. She was like, oh, I did this in this life. I want to do the same thing, but making these specific changes. So then you can work your way up and have the perfect life.
And you think that's what happened with you? You kept your pictures with you?
And then you can have an infinite version of perfect lives with little changes. So, for example, you can have a perfect life, but then you turn it into a phone for 2 seconds.
Mm.
So, there are an infinite version of good lives you can have.
And do you think that's what you did?
I'm not sure.
So what do you think about people who think that you're like this sage or guru or like this ascended spiritual being because you know so much?
I bet if one person studies life, like actually studies growth, like looks at a seed, watches it grow into a tree, looks at a baby, watches it grow into adult, watches an animal watch it grow into adult, that is plants, animals, and humans. So then they'll be like, oh, I'll take this with me into the next life so I can study it.
So basically you're like, it's just repeating and learning patterns. And the patterns are the same no matter what life you're experiencing. So basically it's like the code. It's like you remembered the cheat code.
I guess.
Really, Siege?